Why do we have rules? Why do we have all these rules we have to follow? Whether you're in school, there are rules what you can wear, can't wear. And oh, by the way, you get to work, you have the same rules. We have rules at home, what you can watch, what you can't watch. You know, some of us adults need some of those rules too, huh? And we have rules of the road. How many of us follow those rules of the road on speeding? My wife says, everybody goes 5 to 10 miles an hour over, and you don't get a ticket unless you're going real fast. Rule still is where it is. Paul says in Romans 3:19 and 20 that we have rules, we have a law so that every mouth will be silenced and be accountable to God. Why do we have rules? Verse 20 tells us, just to show us that we're rule breakers and we have a need. But here's what we do. We like to excuse our rule breaking. You know, I'm not like that bad. And you know, it's okay. I can make up for it. 2 things that are totally false. Number 1, we are that bad. Whether it be an evil thought or the most heinous crime, they both separate you from God. They both separate our relationship, sever our tie with God. It makes us sinful men. Again, whether it be a small little bad thought or, again, a most heinous crime, they separate us from God. Now, the consequences might be different, but they separate us from God. Second, there is nothing, I'll say it 3 times, nothing, 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 I want you to get the emphasis, that you and I can do to make up for our sin. Penance does not make up for our sin. Nothing we can do makes up for our sin. It doesn't go, well, you know, God, I gave $5,000 to a charity, so that makes up for me speeding at 80 miles an hour when the speed limit's really 70. Nope. So sorry. It does not. My point for you today is we are sinful and there is nothing we can do about it on our own. We've got to realize that. Because if we're not sinful and we can do something on our own, then Jesus died in vain. So my point is, it is by grace. It is by God giving us what we don't deserve. If you're a believer in Christ, then you've gotten what you don't deserve. And that's important to realize. Otherwise, we poke out our chest and go, yep, I made it on my own. Lord didn't need you to die on Calvary. That's kind of, you know, if you wanted to, that's fine. But you didn't have to do it for me. Yeah, He did. Just keep that in mind as you go through your day today, that Jesus died because we are sinful. Want to read the whole devotional? Go to the link at the bottom of the page. And by the way, if you get this in writing, I've added my email address if I can help in any way. We'll see you tomorrow.